If you are dead set on buying the new Land Cruiser, this is the version to get. I'll include a link to the Carl Malone Toyota's website in the description down below. They're providing us with the Land Cruiser. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Powering this is a hybrid turbo 2.4 liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed. Fuel economy is stated to be 22 around town, 25 on the highway. Yeah, sure, buddy. Power output's 326 horsepower, 465 pound-feet of torque. We're closing in on 500,000 subscribers. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. This one's finished in underground, which is a really cool color on the Land Cruiser. Works well with the boxy design. Speaking of boxy, the headlights are literally rectangles. You've got the rigid fog lights down below, and then the Heritage Toyota logo. You'll note that the front end is also kind of sculpted for approach angle, but again, this is supposed to be an off-roader. Tire and wheel setup on this one is 265 by 70 by 18. You've got the satin gray on the wheels. I think that the 18s are better to get than the 20s. Pretty chunky fender flares there. This one does have the side steps as well. It's also equipped with the factory roof rack. I mean, all this needs is some real all-terrain tires rather than these soft stock tires, and it would actually have a pretty aggressive look right out of the box. When it comes to key fob features, we've got our lock and unlock function opening for the hatch, Toyota logo, and then the Land Cruiser logo on the back. Now you can access the back of the Land Cruiser through the window. It just has a pop-up window, but it is all manual. And then you of course have a regular hatch. Oh, it looks like this one has kind of a little partition there. We also have a cargo cover with this. And behind the cargo cover, you can't see it, but there's USB ports in the back. And then we've got this nice covering here. But yeah, the overall floor is raised because of the hybrid battery, and you cannot get this without the hybrid in the US. Pretty sharp looking taillights there, and then you guys can see parking sensors on the bumper, and you've got I got the diaper receiver hitch cover, because I mean, it really does look like a diaper full of poo. But that'll sum things up for the exterior. It has that old school, boxy, iconic styling that I think a lot of people love, myself included. This week's giveaway highlight is perfect for Mustang enthusiasts. The first car is a 60th anniversary GT convertible. You can't make a better date night car than that. The next car is a 1966 K-Code Mustang. It's got a V8, it's got a 4-speed manual, perfect for enthusiasts. And this is what you think of when you think of the word Mustang. Now, not only are the 2 Mustangs part of this giveaway, but also $34,000 in cash to help pay for the taxes. And your donations go towards helping children's and veterans charities. So use code BHC or click the link in the description down below or in the pinned comment. This will give you 4x bonus entries with any donation, $25 or more. Let's now check out the interior. Got nice soft touch all over the door panel. I love the stitching down below too. And this mid trim still gets nice seats here, and the back perforated all down the center. Legroom in the back is good. We also have a little storage pocket. And then we've got our own climate zone in the rear, some USB ports. And then there's vents throughout the top and good headroom with the boxy design. Keyless entry for up front, and let's check it out. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. This also has the power folding mirror function. Got your window controls there, more of that soft touch trim. And I'm pretty sure this just has regular, no acoustic glass. 1,100 pounds of payload capacity with this unit. And then this front seat's perforated all down the center. Now the driver's seat's power adjustable, the passenger's manual. To the left of the steering wheel, you've got your trailer brake controls, and then you can see for the outlet to turn that on, and then also the fog lights to do the color. I'm pretty sure this has the color change feature with the rigids. The premium does, and I think the non-premium does as well. Soft touch all around the steering wheel with the Toyota logo there in the center. We've got practical controls on either side for the adaptive cruise control, lane centering, volume and voice command controls as well, and just regular stocks there on the back. Full digital gauge cluster. You can customize the information that's in each part of the gauge, but also you can change the theme of the gauge cluster as well. And I like the little kind of drive-through animation with the different drive modes. 360 camera system, and it even has the fill-in underneath the vehicle feature. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, shortcut bar there on the side. It's actually pretty quick to respond, as you can see. I think that Toyota's new UI is actually pretty good. You do get soft touch here across the dash, even at the top section. Physical buttons here for the climate system, dual zone climate up front, heated ventilated seats, heated steering wheel too. Little shortcut button for the camera, some USB ports, there's a phone charging pad. Got the little mode select there, and then you can switch between drive mode. There's also the multi-terrain select and crawl control. Whatever you have selected, the dial twist function will adjust that. Shifter here for the 8-speed. We've got a parking brake and our auto hold feature, some cup holders right next to that. This is full-time 4-wheel drive. It does have 2-speed transfer case, center and rear diff lock. Stability control, and this one has the optional stabilizer bar disconnect. More nice trim on the center console here. Decent storage inside as well. Just a regular rear view mirror, and then no center for anything. 2026 Land Cruiser, and this is the mid trim is what I call it, so it's just the regular version between the premium and the 1958. Anyways, base MSRP 62K, 67,805 is the total on this. But yeah, this is still the one to get because it's in the middle when it comes to pricing, and then also features. I think it has everything you need, nothing that you don't. With the driving impressions, I'm going to include a clip of me driving a different vehicle. We're not driving this particular one today, but it'll drive identically to this one. I normally film these long-term reviews on the weekend, but I actually ran out of cars to film today, so I figured, well, since I'm up here in a beautiful place, Park City, might as well do it. And I will say, I actually see more of these new 250 Land Cruisers in Park City than any other part of Utah. Seriously, like they're all over up here, which it actually makes sense. Like people up here just seem to like the Toyota SUVs, 4Runners, Land Cruisers, especially Land Cruisers. I always see more Land Cruisers up in Park City, even 200 series, than anywhere else. So has this changed my mind on the new 250? Not really, because again, I kind of knew that this was a reality. So I did testing with the 250 with the all-terrain tires, right? The tires, the trail tires that come with the first edition. They're very, very, very soft all-terrain, if you can even call it an all-terrain. And I was able to get over 20 miles per gallon with that. And I was like, okay, so I know that if you do the stock tires that are half tread, that are super soft, you'll get good fuel economy. And so this, having the street tires, same thing, right? Good fuel economy. So what I've been able to prove with the new 250 is if you keep it completely stock and you're willing to run the super soft half tread tires, you'll get the EPA rated numbers. But if you're like me and you want to take your car off road, so you remove the air dams and you add solid all-terrain tires, well, you're not going to get that. Again, what I was averaging with mine was in the wintertime 15 to 16 miles per gallon, and then once it got warmer, 17 to 20 depending on the day. Sometimes it would be higher, sometimes it would be lower. It was all over the place. So yeah, I think that for people that want to just keep things completely stock, it'll be great that way. But driving this again, I think it's a good car. I think that people think I hate the new Land Cruiser. I don't. I think that Toyota should have put the Prado name for the US market. I understand why they didn't, but I think that they should have, because now this is kind of confused people about what a Land Cruiser actually is. And yes, this is a Land Cruiser, but it's a Prado, right? It's not a Land Cruiser. It's a Prado. So I still think they should do that. I think they should just go back retroactively and say, okay, we messed up, Land Cruiser Prado, that's what we'll call it, so then people know that it's not a full-blown one. But yeah, the interior is nice. Everything, again, with my long-term test on mine, I had zero issues with it whatsoever. Like, it seems like this car's pretty reliable, and I just watched a video by Ryan with Driving Sports TV. His has like almost 20,000 miles on it. He hasn't really had any issues from what I've seen. So I think that the reliability on these is actually going to be pretty good. So the reliability, the interior, all that kind of stuff, that's not the problem. The problem is just the fuel tank size and the fuel economy. Now, the fuel economy won't be a problem if you are willing to keep it completely stock, but the fuel tank size will still be a problem. So even getting over 20 miles per gallon on average, I'm just under half a tank, 120 miles of range. So in total, I think I got like 260, maybe 270 miles of range, which isn't horrible, but like my 200 series, it's a gas guzzler, not including the auxiliary fuel tank, the stock fuel tank, I get over 300 miles of range with that. And that thing's a gas guzzler, really. So I do think that they definitely need to consider improving that. And the acceleration, I'll be honest, I don't miss it. I love the low end torque of this thing, but the top end is so gutless. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. But again, if you're coming from a 5th gen 4Runner, for example, this thing's gonna feel like a rocket ship. It's gonna feel like it's got more than enough power. So sorry there wasn't as much driving in today's video. I didn't realize that light was going to take 2.5 years. But yeah, doing another test of the 250 Land Cruiser, I think this is a great all-around vehicle. Like if you're going to be doing daily driving, off-roading, like just a little bit of everything, it does really well. I almost think it's a vehicle where, like, for part of, like, this is almost a vehicle you might want to have like multiple sets of tires. Basically, those times you're going to be off-roading it on a regular basis, you run the all-terrain tires, and then if you're going to be mostly daily driving it, you switch out to some street tires so you can get good fuel economy, because these hybrid systems, they just can't handle the beefy all-terrain tires. I tested mine with the stock, the 33s and 34s, and again, I didn't get the worst fuel economy on the planet, but you know, 4-cylinder turbo getting 15-16 miles per gallon isn't exactly appealing. This is great. Like if I could get this with the 33s, sign me up. I would have been more than willing to do another year's worth of testing, but yeah, that definitely wasn't the case. So let me know your thoughts on the 250. I have now fully cemented kind of my overall opinion on the 250. I think it should have, for sure, have the Prado name in the US. Toyota needs to fix that. And I still think that they need to do a GR version of this, and they still need to do a bigger fuel tank. If they do all of that, phenomenal. Phenomenal. Like, just great packaging, great vehicle. The price point's, it's expensive, but for everything this offers, it's worth it if they can just fine-tune things a little bit.